Hello, my name is Melanie and I would like to teach you how to chain in crochet. First things first, how to hold a crochet hook. There are two more popular methods. One of them is the pencil grip, in which you'd hold your crochet hook like a pencil and work this way. And the other method, which I tend to use, is the knife grip, in which you'd hold the crochet hook inside your hand this way. So you'll see me do it this way, and I'll try to do a little bit with the pencil grip so that you can see both in action. First, you need a crochet hook and some yarn. We start with a slip knot, and to do that, I put the short tail of the yarn on the left, cross over with the long tail and form this loop, which looks like a cursive letter L. Holding it here where it crosses over, you're going to push or pull the longer tail through the circle and you form a slip knot. I'll do that one more time. Make an L with your yarn, hold it where it meets, push the long tail through, and you have a slip stitch, which you'll then put on your hook. There's another method that I like. It might look complicated at first, but I actually find it easier. So try both, see what you prefer. Loop the yarn over your fingers this way. Go around one more time and cross it, forming an X in the middle. With your crochet hook, pull the top bit of yarn through, forming a slip knot. I'll do that one more time. Make sure to tighten this loop that's on your hook, but you don't want it too tight and you don't want it too loose. Hopefully you can see how I have it here. You basically want to be able to move your hook in and out without too much trouble. You don't want it to be big this way because that's too much and your stitches won't look nice. So just a little bit, I'd say a couple of millimeters of space between the loop and the hook are enough. So tensioning the yarn, different people do this different ways. The way I do it is by looping it around my pinky and then over my index finger, and that means that I can move my index finger or my pinky to create different tension. So if the yarn is slacking up too much, I can create more tension by moving my fingers. You'll see me do this a few times while I work, just to fix the position of the yarn in my hands. Holding the knot firmly, but not so firmly that you're creating tension in your muscles, because you don't want to have tendonitis or pain. You're going to put the yarn over your hook and pull that yarn through the slip knot we created, through the loop. And then that way you create another loop here. That's going to be our next chain. So one more time. When doing this, it's important to not do it too tightly like this. I'm going to chain a few quite tightly. It does look really neat, it looks pretty, but when you have to come back and work into these chains, which we'll do in another video, it's going to be very difficult. So remember to cut yourself some slack and work a little bit looser, so not so tight. If not, it can make it quite difficult to work into it afterwards. At first, it's going to feel impossible to do, but I promise you that after only a couple of days practicing, this is going to feel a lot more natural because you create muscle memory and that makes it a lot easier. I'm going to do another few, trying to go slowly. The nice thing about learning in video, which is how I learned, is that you can go back and watch as many times as necessary and it doesn't feel like you're asking someone to teach you, can you show me that again? Can you show me that again? And that's what I like about learning in video, and that's why I'm making these videos, because this is how I learned. And here you go. You've got a few chains, and let's count and see how many we have, because this is also important. I'm just using a needle to point out the stitches. So a chain or a chain stitch, in order to count it, you have to find these V's, and that's how you're going to count it. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Another way to do it is to count as you go. So I have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sometimes you lose your count while you're counting. Someone interrupts you, the doorbell rings, you never know. So that's why I wanted you to know how to count them. If you have to look back into your work and count how many you have, you look for these V's, and each V is one stitch. And now I'm going to do a few more stitches with the pencil grip. Again, this doesn't come very naturally to me. You can see how I struggle a bit because I don't have the muscle memory to do this. So at first it might feel, you're probably going to feel like I'm feeling now. And that's just a different grip. So practice. I'd say if you practice this solidly for 2 or 3 days, it's going to feel a lot more natural. And by practicing this, you're practicing the main movements we do in crochet, which is yarning over and pulling through. Different stitches will yarn over a different number of times and put the hook through a loop and pull yarn through. So those are the basic movements you have in crochet. So by practicing chains a lot and making these little braids, you're essentially practicing most of the movements you'll be using in crochet, and you'll be creating that muscle memory, which is very nice. I hope this helped you, and I look forward to making another one of these videos if you enjoy it. So please let me know. Thank you.